Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. All you guys and gals, if there are any out there, your support really helps it go. So I've loaded into Lakeville in my M4190 GF premium light tank. And it's a decent map for light tanks and scouting, especially along that middle road. But that's not really what we're here for. What we're here for today is to talk about initial positioning and specifically on Lakeville, how you do not play this map. Alright, so initially I'm going to go ahead and work up to the middle road, and there's a couple bushes on this middle road. I'm in the north spawn, so there's only one decent bush, and I'm coming up to it here. And there are two on the other side, which are approximately right here from the south spawn. This one is a little more exposed because you have to kind of dive down into it. And if somebody YOLOs up to this rock here, they'll spot you via proxy spotting. And unfortunately, that's what ends up happening here, and I'll barely survive it. Who'd have thunk a green anyway, YOLO 3002 Delta medium would drive right up the middle and poke his nose around that rock. And I'm assuming maybe he thinks he's going to go ahead and find someone like me. I sit here way too long. I was sort of hoping he wouldn't see me, but of course the T54 comes blazing through and gets to me. And I take a bunch of hits, and I got a 12T here, and somehow I survive this. So really the only place to survive this is to get up in here. If I'd have kept going down the road, I'd be dead. Now, I said we weren't really going to talk about Lakeville as a scouting map. We'll just mention that as we go. What we're really here to talk about is initial positioning, like I said earlier, and how to not play this map. Background, and I have turned off the chat because I got salty, is that somebody, I believe it was the TVP VTU, pinged over in the valley and said, "Let's go valley." And I said something to the effect of, "No fetching way, do not go valley." And of course, what do we have? We have 4 tanks, 2 ISs, the prototype, and the VTU going to the valley. What else do we have? We have some guys camp in the middle. I'm trying to do the scout thing. And we have some mediums who have gone up to the red line on the A line with a Leo headed into town. Now, if you look at the setup, we are light, obviously. We only have the low, and then we have a bunch of mediums up top. Although they're not that heavy really with an IS-3 and an IS-6, some TDs and a T-54. So it's really not that off. Let's let this develop a little bit and see what happens here. I did not exactly notice right off the bat. I was too busy trying to stay alive and figure out if that 3001 was going to come around the corner, or more worryingly, the T-54. And I'm trying to find some shots. I noticed that T-44 down there in the city a little bit late, and I will eventually start trying to get some shots on him. I'm really stuck on that 3002, and that's where I noticed the T-44. May have had some shots a little bit earlier. You'll notice that our mediums, nothing is developed there. They're all hiding behind those buildings and those rocks. They're all on the A line. And we continue to have a valley push, which is always, always, always a bad idea. I didn't put the 4th always because sometimes it works. All right, this is not one of those times. They have 2 artillery. They have multiple TDs that can hide and wreck people in those bushes, and they've already invested a couple special cases of their own into the valley. So the valley just simply isn't going to push. And we have nobody over in the city over here. So I'll get going again here. Now, if you started this game and you were the top tier mediums, and Platoon 3 in particular, although I don't know if they were a dynamic platoon or what, but say you were those individual players, you looked at this and said, well, they're a little heavier than me. I think I'm just going to hang back, man. Well, if your idea of hanging back is on the A line, on the red line, that really just isn't the right idea. Now the T-54 comes. Thankfully, he was busy with something else. He ends up hitting me. I'll fix my engine. And there they all are, all my friends, the Pershing, the Skoda, the E-50, the Centurion 7-1. That is some special, special camping right there. Special camping. I'm just going to leave it there because the game ends up being a loss and there's really nothing else to see other than a bunch of mediums camping on the A line. So when you load into Lakeville next time, remember this game. Number 1, going up the valley is never, never, never. Number 3, sometimes on the 4th never, it's a good idea. Go the valley. Somebody else will always go to valley. Let them do it. Let them do it. Just don't let it be you. Go somewhere where it matters. Somewhere where it matters is not the A line. And even if you think you're a little bit outnumbered heavy-wise, you still need to get down into the town with your top-tier mediums. Had they been in there, we probably would have had a pretty good time of it, because what ends up happening is only the IS-3 is down in the town along with the T-44. The TDs that they have are actually all camping back in here. A couple of them here are wrecking these guys, a couple over here. And then there's a bunch of guys in the middle being spotted. So had we been down in these buildings here, we'd have stopped the couple tanks that went in there. We'd have wrecked all these guys over here from these buildings in the city. And this probably turns into a win. But if you're going to be passive, if you're going to give up what ends up being probably 4/5 of the map by the time they clear these guys out and push us back, from the very beginning, from the very get-go with bad positioning, you're going to tend to lose. Now you can get green stats over there by snapping or sniping from the red line, but that's all you're going to get, and then you're going to end up with a 48% win rate and a 47% win rate and a 49% win rate. So look at those guys. Lots of battles, green, they get some damage in, but they just don't win, do they? And I think you can see right now why. This is terrible. All right, enough of that. That's how you do not play Lakeville. A couple things on initial positioning, a couple things on thought process when you're assessing teams, and there you go. I hope this helps somebody. I hope this helps especially this kind of person who thinks that's a great idea. Get down in here, man. Learn how to fight. Learn how to brawl if you need to in a medium. Do more damage. Maybe even win some more. All right, guys. We will catch you later.